the essence, so I'm blessing every second, and my weapon is my pen. And
yo, name's Word SOS, staying in Edinburgh, Scottish rapper, also doing a lot of recording for other people. Most people these days record in a home recording setup, and if you're coming in for the first time expecting just to record and get it done, it's pretty easy. You don't need fancy setup these days. So always come in with your bars either in your head. I've went through it a few times, you know, so you know what you're doing. Bring your beat probably as a WAV file or an MP3. Try and get a high quality one. And yeah, be prepared, probably bring that on a USB stick rather than a CD, that's more difficult.
We're at Edinburgh Undersound, Undersound TV, Undersound Records. Check us out on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. We do live sessions, music videos, interviews,
reviews, photography, gigs, pretty much anything that we can put our hand to.
That second verse, how are you sitting with that now?
I've went through it all, like I've went through both my verses there, and
I think the first one was okay.
It's spot on, eh?
Well, yeah, I'm just like, we need to cut it down because it's too long. I just need to hear you do it though, basically, and then we can go from there. What's this? Because just on the spit that you've done, just like need to work it on the flow. But you might have edited that yourself. I just don't know where you're at because I haven't seen you for like a couple of weeks. Yeah. So just kind of we do need to shorten that just a wee bit though, because it's too long and it just won't, the track.
And it won't fit properly.
Yeah, you just want to keep it punchy because the hooks, like, you know, for the people really, like, they're all about the hook and some people are about the lyrics. And so for peeps that are watching, basically all we're doing is putting down some rough guide vocals, which we're then gonna, hopefully, if we get time, is to back, mainly for Danny's parts, so he can get a feel of what's going to happen before he goes in the studio and see if it's working, which it sounded like it was. It's about just improving on what was done really. So this session's all about kind of recording like a rough demo of the track, so if there's anything that needs to be changed or improved on, then Danny can be aware, and myself can be aware of what that will be before we go for the final recording session. It's one of those things that's helpful, but it's not necessary. It's just like that we've got the time to do that, and in the end it will help the final process. It needs work. You need to take some space. You need to put spaces in where you're dropping in instead of just spitting like that.
Well, that's something I sat down with my first verse and I sat and I chopped a wee bit, just chopped off bits that I didn't need. But I never sat and done that with the second verse, right? It's definitely something that I need to do, eh?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping that you'd hear that from what I gave you the other time. Yeah, not like the breathing, you know, I'm talking about the breath in music. Yeah, the breath, like music needs a breath, and actually that's what makes, you know, because I think a lot of times especially when people start out in music, or there's a lot of that going on, which is quite natural to learn, and then you learn to just, you know, like I say, just pause a bit and then put the thing in, and it sounds nicer, and you get a nicer flow, and plus you can, you know, yeah, it's more of a rhythm, and people can hear it better, and that's what we really need to capture on this track. Especially you've got it, as I say, you've actually got it quite, you know, the first verse has got it, it's not, you know, it's pretty sturdy, and the second verse lyrically it's great, but you just haven't, it's so focused.
Try to do it too quickly and it's just not in the right.
Yeah, it's just not sat, you're just not sat with the beat.
after you've got your vocal recording on there and it's cool and you can see it, you've got a nice clear wave. Check the wave isn't peaking. If it's going too high and the volume's too high recording, it's going to pop or it's going to go too much, and you'll see that because it'll go flat at its top of its peak. If everything is peaking sharply, fine, perfect. Next thing you want to do is probably record again, but on a half volume, and just say your rhyme words, the words on the drum kicks. So just every time you finish a sentence, come back in, keep doing that, just on your sort of power lines, and that makes everything get a little extra kick to it. And then your engineer or whoever's recording will line them up half volume, and it just makes everything get that little more of a kick. And good people that do your stuff will cut it in and perhaps fade it. Or if you want to do it all in a oneer, go over it, and your engineer's confident enough to just cut up, and he has another layer to play with. So sometimes it's best to do 3 takes, you know what I mean? Let the other person have enough to play with. So one take's cool, but a movie's not shot in 1 take. It's different angles, different styles, so you do that recording.
So what I'm thinking is, if I get you to just do what you think you should back, and then after, if that's any good, you know what I mean? Because if I tell you what to back, then you're not learning. Yeah? Okay, cool. So yeah, let's just go for. We'll just do a verse at a time, yeah, because it's easier than trying to do a whole track. The hook will leave because it will just be a double, basically. You'll do a double and maybe some shouts, but you know the shouts you can work out from this kind of ideas that you do on verses, and the doubles the same again. So yeah, cool. What I'd say is just like pick up, like on the backing, pick up the energy, because like say what I'd say if someone was spitting a verse, get the verse nice sounding and get it concise, like so every syllable and stuff's in the right place, like so it's not out of time, and get it nice sounding so there's a warm, there's a bit, but don't push yourself full out on it. On the backing, like your first backing, get that energy to bring up the verse, you know. So I know this is a demo, but like it's
So
all,
it gives you an idea.
well, it's just all as you. It's like how's it gonna sound if I do it? If you do it half-hearted, and then you go in the studio and you do it proper, you know, it's just sort of like you want to see how it's gonna sound as a studio finished piece. So try and approach it like that, right?
Programs I use at home are mainly just Cubase. It's quite an old free version I got and I'm still rocking it. I probably need to upgrade soon, but you can use loads of different things when you start. I started learning on things like Wavelab, and just other little ones. Anything that can record you, play about with and build yourself up. Jumping into the deep end and try to start your own setup's a bit hard unless you've copied someone else's or get advice from someone else. But Cubase is the one I use, but I see a lot of people using FL Studios and Reason, so yeah.
Got a chance, first shall be last, physically fast, bound through that pain.
Right. What I'm thinking, man, is just do a cast of noises, man. Whatever comes to mind, have some fun with it. Noises are fun. Like, noises are fun.
Like that.
Have a laugh.
That was funny.
Yeah, just enjoy it, man. It's like a bit of, it's like, if there's certain words, like, just as an example, like, haven't learnt a lesson.
Put emotions into noises.
Yeah, basically, but you can also do, you can just, sometimes it's just like saying, like, say, been a little ish since birth, and just go, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, things like years and ooh and ah, like, but you know, sometimes they work as well. Yeah, it's whatever, but you sort of see like the remorse, you could just be like, oh, or you know, kick the dad. And when you say like kick or fighting, just be like, ugh. You know, just things like that, little sound effects. You know, family was breaking. I mean, we could even get kind of like words, got some samples, like a glass smashing, you know, on that bit, just to emphasise something, you know, with the words. But yeah, you get the idea. But I'm just like, it's just for the effect. You know, when I'm saying it's just sort of like, oh, or, you know, like frustrations, or if you're smoking, you just be like, you know, just little things, and you know, you don't have to do them, but they're kind of handy if you get used to doing them. They do help to give the track texture, and I'm just like, it's just a tool that you can use. It's not necessarily
pronunciation.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's just about that letting go and doing it, because it feels a bit stupid, but no, doing it, or you feel a bit. But to be honest, like, I enjoy it. I like being stupid, and so I get on the mic and I enjoy just doing noises, and I think it's my favourite part. Cool, man. Let's have a quick listen to what we've done today. It's good going, man. Like, for the time you had, like, you've done really well to get that backing down. Like, yeah, I'd see pros struggle to do stuff like that. So, man, you should be really proud of yourself for what you've achieved in that little space that we had.
Another thing, bring your lyrics typed up. It's better doing that than try to read off your phone and have it up with the mic. Most people are going to have something you can pin it up behind the mic. So get them typed out, pin it behind the mic. That way you keep your neck straight and you're clear, straight in and talking. Yeah, and most people are happy to take a few takes, so don't rush into it. Take a deep breath before you start. If you feel like you're panicking a bit, just stop and just go, why am I panicking? You know what I mean? You're just in someone's fucking house. So yeah, confident. Do it like you're doing it live. You know what I mean? Do it like you're doing it in a music video. And they call it spitting because you overpronounce everything, and sometimes you spit. So when you talk like overpronouncing. And then that's the way to do it. That's why they call it spit. Spit.
The project achieving its aims. Yeah, well, I suppose getting back to the start, what I wanted to do was to write a track and with Danny, and I'd, you know, basically start to finish and help to mentor that. So it's certainly done that, and I think much more really, because the documentary and stuff, that just flipped out of nowhere. So that was quite a spontaneous thing, and kind enough for yourselves as well with the Undersound to provide a video for the project. So I think the project surpassed its aims really, and became much more.
It was a real lesson for me. It like educated me in a lot more ways than you would even think it would. It taught me a lot more about life and how to see life, and just how to deal with all the things that's going to drag you down, just to switch it around and try to make something better out of it. It taught me a lot, man. It taught me a lot. Loving you, loving you, loving you, loving you. Not that I can think of, no. But obviously I always want to keep things going there. I want to always grow and can do things differently each time, but do things a wee bit better. But I don't think there was anything I could have done better on that track, like, on the way it turned out.
I think I'd probably, if I could change anything about the project, would be I'd probably lower my expectations, because I think I had quite high expectations of what the final track should be, and I think that's to do with myself and how much I push myself as a person. And I think at points maybe I was never kind of disappointed, but I think when we come to the recording there was something that come up for me, and I was getting agitated because it wasn't quite how I pictured it. And yeah, I just realised that it was really good, and the level of project had jumped from what we'd done on the last youth project. Was about, you know, it was good. Danny's part was I suppose he was much more rehearsed, because we'd had 3 months, so we'd had like a third of the time, and I was expecting kind of some of the same outcome, I suppose, in the deliverance and stuff, but I was really pleased with the overall and what we packed in with that time in the end.
So it's important to get a music video online, because nowadays that's kind of where all the kids are at. Everyone you know is plugged into some sort of network or some sort of place online where they focus their spare time. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you know, there's numerous ones out there. So it's important, if you're a musician or an artist in any form, is to get your work out.
For sure.
So people can check it out, people can see what you're about. If you could be the best musician in the world, but if you're sitting in your room and no one's hearing you, no one's going to hear you. It's like simple as that.
Creating a strong online presence is inevitable for anybody to succeed in the industry as it is today, really. Like all the social media networks that Jason said, there's artists nowadays that don't have a label, don't have anything behind them, but on the avenues that are available, they're using these free avenues as well to make themselves essentially a household name, or like a UK name essentially, and that's changed completely from how I've been led to believe the music industry was. There was no sort of self-promotion in that sense, as it were.
So we've just been filming, shooting a shot for the Raging video, and got my wee man Danny in the house. DRW, is it W? DRW. Got born to this track basically because he had to represent and make his name up. So it's been good. It's been a good day so far. We've had my friend Doug come down, and he played Danny's dad in a scene. That was pretty good, pretty emotional for Danny and Doug, having to recreate that father-son connection. And yeah, we just found a little spot with some nice graffiti, which we just shot. A pretty good scene. And Danny, what are you thinking about that, man? Are you feeling the...
Well, chuffed, like, it's really enjoyable, like, really enjoyed it, man. First time ever shooting a video like that, like, it was good fun. You could really feel the energy.
Connection.
Well chuffed.
So the next step is for us, we're going down to a pizza place, and which my friend runs. So she's given us permission, because when you're shooting videos, you can't just shoot in private places. You need to ask permission from the people. So basically, we got permission from her to use a shop to shoot some scenes. So we're going to go down there, and we're going to carry on doing a bit of shooting.
Again, it was really a learning experience. I felt with a lot of words, all the things that he taught me and all the things that he showed me, I could understand. It showed me a lot of things in my own life, and it helped me. He is pretty much a mentor to me. Like, I've got a lot of respect for him and the things that he's done and the things that he showed me, because he gave me a good opportunity and showed a lot of enthusiasm in what I could do and the limits to which I could reach it. And I'm really proud to say I actually was on the beat where I made. Like, I was quite chuffed with it, like, but I'm really happy that it could have been roles with everybody else, because it was a good mentoring experience, like, definitely, an education.
I'd say, I think, you know, we were just having a wee chat before camera started rolling, and I'd really just say about be yourself. If you're going to do something in life, or you're going to do the music and stuff, like, be yourself. If you're a joker, then, you know, maybe write funny tracks, but if you're trying to express yourself, you know, how you can, because I think a lot of people get carried away with trying to make money out of it and stuff, and it's all very well, and you probably can, but it's really difficult. But what it can do is it can be really helpful for just making you enjoy life. And I think if you're writing stuff that's not really happening in your life, then, you know, you're always gonna, A, you're not gonna be that believed because people are gonna know that, and B, it's just, it comes through the music. And I think if you can connect and be passionate about what you do, it speaks 10 times about the volumes.
Nowadays it's pretty easy to make a video. Music videos go up every day. You check on the internet, on YouTube, on Facebook, they're always there. I mean, you can start off with low budget, high budget, you know, there's variations in how you can do it. We've seen videos with like iPhone cameras.
That's
you
the
know
thing,
what I mean?
but just to get
handy
something
cameras,
out there,
yeah, anything.
something.
You can use any sort of camera to put something together. You can get apps on your phone which will even edit them together for you. It'll be very basic, but you know, just to get something out, it might be an option for some people with no money. Free video editors like Windows Live Movie Maker or any of these other free kind of applications you get when you buy a PC, they're all relatively good to start with. I mean, we started on Windows Live Movie Maker
back in the day.
but nowadays you can get programs like Premiere Pro from Adobe, After Effects from Adobe, Final Cut Pro, I think that's Avid, and there's a few other, there's other ones as well, so check out what you want to use if that's the route you want to go down.
From day dot, working with Danny, had a really good connection, and most the people actually on the project, but we done last time, but had a really good connection with Danny, and I think are quite inspired by his drive in you know, and his effort that he's also put into the projects that I've been involved with him. And the fact that he's willing to kind of open himself up a bit, to take a bit of like other people's opinions, to I don't know, I think Danny's shown me quite a lot of respect, and I've hoped that that's been perceived, that I feel a lot of mutual respect for him as a person, for someone that's grown up in a quite difficult society. And yeah, I've just been like really proud. I feel really crap, because I know with Danny he's been quite I suppose in a sense abandoned by a father figure, and I know that feeling is really difficult, kind of recognise that, and I just feel if I had a son like Danny, I'd be really, really proud, and I couldn't understand why someone would want to do that. Yeah, just so I'm really grateful that he's taken that aspect of, it's nothing to do with him as a person, because he's got these beautiful attributes, and yeah, I couldn't say enough. Really, I couldn't say enough for the guy. He's a dope guy.
Cheers,
yeah,
man.
Nah.
Past life I was branded, found me walking in a sleepwalk. Problems got handed, found me drowning in the deep fall. Past life I was branded, found me walking in a sleepwalk. Problems got handed, found me drowning in the deep fall.
Slept so many days, tougher like the leather strain, lighter than the feather haze, ground down to figurement, threatened by the village folk, pounding faith to ignorant, made myself an idiot, walking around the houses, never doubting I was obsolete, doing drugs to rob my mind, to feed the habit of the streets, never felt accepted, so road became my family, soul out in the cold, never showed my vulnerability, instead adrenaline drove, emotional hostility, acting like a military, couldn't kid the kid, but the kid was coming scared, had to find another route, cause no one wasn't there, the struggles that I bared were the problems of a man, nobody to teach, so devised the charges plan, I made it on my own, family around, always home, father didn't stand responsible to hold me as his own, bullied at the home, unrolled by racists, built a big bravado as the confidence was at, they say Britain multicultural, incongruence is that, they may have different cultures, did they accept the differences? Until I started school I didn't even know what difference is, until somebody pointed saying that boy is a black, left standing thinking is it cause I'm that, and will it change the difference in the way others react?